Good morning, Brad.
Off to a good start. I think is the
I, I feel like I deserve credit just for being awake.
well, I would say we're all better off for it, but I cannot tell a lie.
Fair enough.
Just well, at least you're home.
It's true.
For how many
It's
hours are you
true.
going to be home this time? 3, maybe 4.
No, I should be home for the duration now. Yeah, and for whatever it's worth, since we're on this topic,
Mm-hmm.
I had a tough drive to Massachusetts last Friday. My drive home was tied, I believe, for the fastest time I've ever made.
Really?
This is a 5-hour drive with no traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It's been anywhere from 6 to 7 hours with traffic accidents, whatever. I got home in 4 hours and 40 minutes, and I
Wow.
stopped for lunch.
Mm.
In fact, I was waiting for lunch, getting a little upset that it was taking so long because I was making such good time.
One of
So it's
those trips.
possible this was closer to 4.5 hours, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I took a long nap because I was really tired.
Of course you would. Things that are also improving in performance are actually the Google 3 Pixel, which Google's addressing conveniently. I don't know how many months has it been since it launched.
5,
Something like that.
4 at least. Yeah, I know. The issue of the Pixel 3 comes up from time to time with readers, and I have people. I think an Ask Paul will ask, or you see it in the forum sometimes, whatever. And then they've had sales too, right? So you can get a
Mm-hmm.
Pixel. I think it's still on sale right now, 200 off, maybe 250. And I advise people to look this up. There's a Pixel 3 issue tracker that's on Android Police, which lists all the problems that people have reported, what Google's response has been, if any, whether they fixed it or not, and so forth. And so, some of the big issues have been fixed. Some of them have not. Some of them will never be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Things like the stereo imbalance, Google says, is by design. So it makes it for kind of a tough thing. So yeah, camera performance. This is one of the big ones. So that's good news. But for me, like, this ship has sailed. Like, I'm never
Yeah.
going. I can't imagine a future in which I buy a Pixel 3 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well.
Yeah, but if you have a Pixel 3, it's going to
Yeah,
be
you're going to want this. Yeah. I'm
which is good.
curious. For example, Mary Jo Foley has a Pixel 3 XL,
Hmm.
and I'm curious if she'll notice a performance difference. I'll ask her.
I kind of blend into the mountain. It's freezing, and so I have like this black, like
You have kind of a Steve Jobs looking thing on. I guess it's
yeah,
more of a fleece, but
it is a fleece, and I kind of blend into like the
Brad,
Yosemite.
is there one more thing? Oh, and you're right in front of an Apple background too. It's beautiful.
It is.
Yep.
The words hurt.
Little Braddy
Uh,
Jobs.
I haven't even. I'm so out of it today. I woke up today and I for sure thought it was Wednesday, and I wasn't going to the gym. And my wife said, "No, it's Tuesday." And I went, "Ah." So I rolled over and went to the gym, and I still think it's Wednesday, but it's not, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I think I uttered the words last night to my wife in between passing out while trying to watch a TV show. Um, I wish it was the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
To which she said, "You just came back from a long weekend. What's your problem?"
She's got a point.
Perennial complainer. That's my problem.
And it's good to see that Google does not discriminate either. Google revealed a high security flaw in Mac OS after Apple hadn't patched it yet because, why not?
I'm just happy they're going after someone else. They do
Yeah.
this to Microsoft all the time. Just for people, just as sort of a context kind of a thing, I want everyone to keep in the back of their mind every time something like this happens, because Google has a really bad habit of doing this to companies. They have an arbitrary schedule. They've decided that if a company doesn't fix a vulnerability, whether it's being exploited or not, they're just going to announce it to the world, which goes against all of the security best practices that everyone has. But okay, Google, whatever. Google found out early about that. Remember the Spectre and Meltdown flaws?
Mm-hmm.
They knew about that for months before they reported it publicly, and they did so they could fix the problem in their own products. Yeah, it's just They're just good stuff, that company. So just keep that in your mind every time they do this, that the hypocrisy runs deep over there.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of hypocrisy and companies that I hate, um, Facebook is right up there with it. And Facebook's sleaziest move, which I am actually extremely annoyed. I haven't logged into Facebook in a very long time, but I have two-factor authentication turned on, which was turned on which I gave them my phone number for security so that nobody would take over my account.
Oh, boy.
And now what Facebook is allowing people to do is to search for me by my phone number, and I have absolutely no way of, one, not allowing them to do that, or B, clawing back my information so people can't do that. It's great. I hate this company.
Yeah, you should. They're terrible.
They are. It's
I've not taken 10 seconds to look at this because, by the way, anyone who's ever looked at Facebook settings will understand the peculiar brand of hell that is going through that
yes.
multi-hierarchy system. It's terrible. But do they not offer a like an authenticator app style dual factor thing? I don't know.
I haven't looked because one, I don't log in, and it's been so long since I've needed it. I just saw that, oh, hey, they now allow this. I was like, shit. So I logged in, and then I was trying to figure out how to get my information out so I don't want to delete the account yet. I maybe will eventually, but I don't want my phone number in there for many, many reasons, and I can't get it out or not let people search via it, and now it's just, it's too late. They own me.
Literally tried to use Facebook this weekend to find a friend's phone number, and I couldn't find it. It's probably not on the service, I guess, but I was texting him on Facebook Messenger, blah, 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 whatever. So I ended up, you ever do this? Try to find someone's phone number on the internet. That's a fun little task. There's literally a whitepages.com, of course, which wants to sell you some kind of a subscription or whatever. So basically what happens is a lot of this information, assuming it's publicly available, is out there, but everyone's trying to put it behind a wall so you can't access it. So I eventually did find his phone number, but I found it odd that Facebook, this giant sieve of personal data, did not cough up this number when I needed it. So I guess it's a new way that Facebook is useless.
Yeah, it just keeps on ticking. It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
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 The only other bit of information, I guess worth sharing or whatever, is that I wrote up yesterday that I did actually publish the Xbox post that I talked about. It did go live. One of the things, so Microsoft has a Game Core platform that is going to be for Scarlet or Anaconda and PC. And I've also seen that it might be coming to the Xbox One as well, which will be good, I guess.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
The interesting thing there is that obviously the implications for backwards and forwards compatibility, which I'm still, I don't know for a fact, but I still am under the assumption that potentially what you do is you write a game for Game Core, which is going to run on the consoles and on the PC, and then basically you can just kind of set the resolution or settings just like you can on a PC, and that's the performance you'll get on each box.
Okay.
I mean, if you go back and read some of Phil Spencer's older interviews, he talks about making console gaming more like a PC.
Right.
I mean, these things are just PCs. Let's just be honest. They're an x86 chip. They're a graphics card made by AMD. They're not some boutique thing anymore. And so,
well, there's two things to that, though. I mean, you and I talked about the possibility of a modular Xbox console where you could unplug the graphics and put new graphics in. I think that would be kind of amazing, because I think the big issue with the PC stuff, well, aside from the cost, is just the complexity of that kind of thing. There's so many failure points when you can plug and unplug your own components. And then the other one is the software. If you think about the way that Xbox One works today, and if a game maker optimizes a game for Xbox One X, they typically make the trade-off themselves. Like they'll look at their game and say, okay, it's more important for this game to have a high frame rate. That means it's going to have a low resolution, maybe in particular parts of the game or whatever. It'd be kind of interesting, because that's the type of thing that PC gamers, who tend to be on the kind of enthusiast side of the fence, would like to tweak themselves. Like someone might go into a game and say, like, look, I don't mind that these particular textures are not particularly high resolution, but I would like the overall resolution to be higher and the frame rate to be higher, or something like that. It'd be kind of interesting if if they would ever consider taking that control out of game makers' hands, which, as I say, I realize they probably never will. I mean, that's the point of console gaming, I guess. But it would make the platform more appealing to those who tend toward PC games today, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be, I don't know. Microsoft's Game Developer Conference is in a couple weeks. I'll be curious to see if we learn anything about the platform then.
Yep.
They will have some announcements. I do know that, but we will have to wait and see about, I don't know, another week or two.
Right. It's already March.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It's like early
When did
March.
March happen? Yep. Oh, well.
Yep. You got anything else for today, Mr. Paul?
Just one quick thing. I mean, I always find myself in a position of catch up when it comes to device reviews. I will be publishing my Mate 20 Pro review today, so the Huawei flagship. The short version here is it's amazing. Quirky software, it's Chinese. Camera and AI stuff is like literally the best in market. In fact, I was not surprised but happy to see that DxOMark rated this camera the single best smartphone camera in the world. The only area where a Pixel would come out ahead of this is in low light conditions, and even then, it's not dramatic. But I would say that's the one area where the Pixel does have the edge. This camera is so good. I might buy one myself just for product shots. Like if you look at the photos I've taken with it of devices on the site, for example, and then but also just like for personal use, like travel photos. Food photos, which is, I realize is kind of a fetish kind of a thing, but it's like night and day. I mean, it literally is like having an SLR in the sense that they don't look like they came off of a phone. Like they look like they're amazing. And so it's that kind of thing. But anyway, I'll have my write up later. I strongly recommend using an Android launcher of some kind and not theirs because the software is bizarre. But it's an excellent phone.
We look forward to that write up. And folks, well, it is Tuesday, which means tomorrow is Wednesday, which means we'll be back. Have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll catch you right back here next time.